family members and my dad reaching out to friends of his, both Muslim and Christian from Syria, kind of the prevailing sentiment is just like that they wanted like readers to understand is like we just want to be left alone. Like kind
Okay.
of self-determination is something that I think is very important to a lot of Christian or to a lot of Syrians and especially Christian Syrians. And I mean, obviously, since the beginning of the conflict, it's been very clear that this whole thing, including a lot of the so-called sectarian divisions, are orchestrated and are artificially created and exacerbated by forces that are not Syrian, um, and by kind of geopolitical interests that have really nothing to do with the interests of the Syrian people. And obviously, on one hand, that's the U.S., Turkey, Israel, the Gulf states, and NATO. And then on the other hand, it's Russia, China, Iran, and this is obviously not to say that they represent like Syrian sentiments equally, because they absolutely don't. But it's to say that like I think there is a strong kind of undercurrent, especially in kind of minority Syrian populations, of self-determination. Like we want to be able to govern ourselves. We want to be able to kind of have authority over our historic kind of homelands, and that's a process that's been interrupted basically throughout the entirety of throughout the entirety of the Levant and the Fertile Crescent, but also especially the entire history of like the 20th century and the 21st century. And yeah, I mean, I guess that's one thing I'm going to focus on in the article, just this kind of like this kind of desire for self-determination, and just to be like, a lot of them just said, we want to be left alone. Like that's all this is. We want to live our lives.
Yeah, it's almost like it's been